Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Wilson, and this is going to be my political security in Alaska presentation. Alright, so some of the main points that we're going to go over is mainly having to do with Alaska natives, and it's going to be them wanting self-governance, how self-governance works, and the differences between Alaska natives and the lower 48 natives. Alright, so Alaskan natives wanting self-governance. The model that they use now kind of fragments the responsibility and the power among the multiple governing units. So it's not just one thing they have to go through, like down in the 48, where they just have to talk to the federal government and that's it. You have to go through many governing units up here. It gives inadequate fiscal support for native government, and the native government is demanding and expecting to be able to govern themselves. After all, they governed themselves for many generations before Europeans made it up here, and they were doing pretty well for themselves. And if they were to get self-governance, they could help fix the native economic development, which has kind of stagnated and gotten pretty bad because of the Great Recession, which they never came back from. There's also many social problems. And if they were to achieve self-governance, this could restore health and dignity to the natives that they are missing. I'd say the root cause for them wanting self-governance back so badly is because they used to have it. It used to be the main part of their lives, and now it was taken away from them by the Europeans when they moved up here. How self-governance works. So this is the ability for a group or individual to maintain all of their functions without regulation of the government or external authorities. That just means when a group gets together, they want to run themselves. They don't want someone just to come in and take over. It plays a pivotal role in the economics of societies, which obviously shows why, if you look at societies that have a government that they created, it usually works out very well. And then once outsiders come in and start to take over, then it starts to turn into something that people don't want, or people just don't want to change. Anytime in history where one society controls another, it has never ended well. An example here is the Soviet control of Eastern Europe. There's also a quick example, from the Bible, when the Egyptians ruled over the Jewish, the Jews kind of like didn't take that very well, and eventually they followed Moses out of the city. Tribes have been shown to build societies that will work well if they have to do things themselves. They've been studying this. Excuse me. They've been studying this over the last couple of decades, and it shows that tribes, especially in the lower 48, when they are able to build societies, and they have control over everything, that works very well when they do so. And this is the differences between Alaska and the lower 48. The lower 48 is very far less complex than Alaska. There is a multi-layering, complex use of institutions that the Alaska natives have to go through, whereas, like I said before, the lower 48 just has to deal with the federal law, and sometimes it can be a little tense, but it's much more simple than it is up here. There's also a prominent role of state agencies in native affairs in Alaska. And the final thing is the lower 48 is often the majority property owner. They don't have to jump through as many hoops as Alaska natives do when they're up here. And that's it. That's my presentation. Thanks for listening.